All right. Hey everybody, this is April Lunch here. Not sure why that camera looks a little bit dark on the edge. Maybe it's just the sun. Hi, April Lunch. So today has been a big day. Hopefully you can hear me over the water, but we have some more information regarding my diagnosis and where my training, my future, where everything stands going forward from here. So in case you don't know, I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago I've got Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease. That's where my immune system has gotten so strong, which for most people that's a fantastic thing. For me it has actually sped up my autoimmune, but my immune system sees my thyroid as a bad guy and is trying to kill my thyroid. Come to find out, that was the least of my worries in my first diagnosis. My viral markers are extremely high, 8 times what they should be. So I'm also battling a severe case of mono at the same time. We know that my vagal nerve, my vagus nerve runs bilaterally up both sides. It's in control of your entire parasympathetic nervous system, which is like your heart, your lungs, your digestive system. We have known that that is under attack since April. And we didn't really know why. We just thought maybe the virus markers and things like that was the problem. Well, so I got my saliva test back today and got to go over that diagnosis with the doctors. So first of all, we thought everything was kind of stress related. You know, I have lots of clients. I'm also training for the Olympic trials for 2020. I'm also just turned 36, so at my age, that ain't easy, right? I also just have a lot of stress just in general, motivational speaking boards I'm on, helping other people. Bismarck Marathon's coming up, you know, 3rd title, is that gonna happen? Fargo Mini, 3rd title, is that gonna happen? Just lots of things going on. So first thing I talked with my doctor about this morning through my saliva testing was adrenal fatigue, cortisol levels, my DHEA, and after coming off 7 days bed rest, the doctor said according to my results, everything is awesome, everything is normal. Hey Jill. And so stress is not the cause of any of the problems that I'm having, which he said without these results he would have put money on everything was stress related. So, you know, I had backed off a lot of obligations, I backed off some motivational speaking engagements that I have, thinking that that was going to help me, and come to find out I got the green light for training. So we actually ran this morning. By the way, Chantel's here. Come on over. Chantel's here. So, you know, I was able to run a couple miles this morning, and I was a little bit worried about that, but I can train. So here comes the next part. So it's like, no, something is still wrong. Because my heart rate, the reason why I had to go on 7 days bed rest was just when I would be standing, my heart rate was at 100 to 120. One day I am up, I feel fine, I don't feel like anything's wrong. The next day I am literally dragging down on the ground, can barely get out of bed, can barely stand up. And then the next day I'm fine, and then the next day I'm down. Next day I'm fine, next day I'm down. Some of you guys might have heard of symptoms like this before, and it comes to find out that I have the starting stages of MS. Don't have MS yet. You can't say I have MS yet because it's not technically diagnosed, but I have the starting stages of MS. What is it?
Your myelin sheath.
Okay, I have to ask my cohort over here. My myelin sheath is getting attacked, which that's the coating around your nerves, and so I actually have another autoimmune. So for some of you that know me, you know my favorite number is 2. So I was gonna ask the doctor, hold on, is that all I have? But then I'm like, well, of course I just have 2 because that's my favorite number. So I have 2 autoimmune diseases. I have Hashimoto's, and then I guess is it just myelin? I guess, what did he say it's called? How do you say it again?
Myelin sheath.
My myelin autoimmunity. So my body is literally attacking my own nerves, which it makes a lot of sense, right? Most of the time though, when people have MS, they can't diagnose it until you have 60 to 80% nerve damage. That's when it will show up on an MRI. And you know, I know I'm not that far because I wouldn't be performing at the level that I have right now. So we caught it early enough. So a couple things that I can do. There's 5 triggers for any autoimmune disease. The first is food. Second are bugs or infections, chemicals, stress, and hormone levels. So for me, stress is not one, which is like unbelievable. What did he say? He said if it's your passion, it doesn't stress you out. So I hope my husband watches this and realizes that helping people is my passion. I know that's what God called me to do. And yeah, stress is not the issue, which is awesome. So I do also have a level of bad bacteria in my gut that is helping promote and increase the inflammation on my myelin sheath. Is that how you say it? Woo! I don't know, it's spelled real weird. M-Y-E-L-I-N. I didn't know about my myelin sheath. Anyways, it's something new. So I already to help slow down the progression of my Hashimoto's, because really until today my autoimmunity was the least of my worries. The viral markers and getting those back down, that was like the biggest thing that we were doing. But now I have no gluten, no soy, which I love those snap bars. Oh my God, I have like 3 boxes at my house, so if you need an old snap bar, let me know. Arnie just went, woo! Hopefully you can hear me over the lake. It's beautiful here. We're on vacation at the same time that we're training. But anyway, so I also can't have any dairy, which is the one thing I did not want to give up. No soy, no added sugar, no casein, no dairy, no gluten. All of that at least for 3 to 4 months to let my bacteria in my stomach, which I've had like 2 bulges on the outside of my stomach for God, probably 6-8 months. And I didn't understand what it was from. So that's gonna at least help balance that out. Then we add back in those things so the bacteria can actually level out. And he said what happens is with like a bacterial infection like that, most doctors will just give you they'll give you an antibiotic and it wipes out all your bacteria. And then they just leave you like that. So they don't tell you how to restore it. I kind of think of that like with reverse dieting for people that do shows. Like they, you know, get really lean, but then they don't know how to reverse diet and get their body back to healthy. But okay, so doing that, I also have to add some oregano oil to help balance out my my gut, I guess. What else did I skip? Did I skip anything else? I think that's.
You can have whey protein.
Oh, I can have whey protein, so that's exciting because I'm really big on slow-absorbing proteins. And yes, Amanda, most of that stuff is not good for me anyways. I can't say everything because I really like dairy. Cottage cheese is a power food, man. Greek yogurt, power food. I love it. But, okay, so to sum it up, where does it leave me now? I can train. I have complete green light for training. I think just because my body is so depleted, I'm just going to train every other day. I do have a little bit of a hip issue. I'm the only person in the world that can be forced to take time off and actually hurt themselves. Not sure what that's about. I personally think it was God telling me to slow down. But I can train, so that's good. How will I race? To be honest, I don't know, because until we can balance out the inflammation in my stomach and until we can get the viral markers down, it is literally gambling. It's like Russian roulette. Am I gonna feel good today? Am I not gonna feel good today? When we raced in Colorado, man, I felt freaking awesome. And then the morning of the race, I thought I was awesome until I started my warm-up and I could barely move. So I don't know. I'll tell you this, I'm not gonna abandon my thought of I will leave in a stretcher before I will not give 100% at a race. So I still intend on running Bismarck. I still intend on running my debut marathon December 2nd. And I don't think there's any reason why I cannot still qualify for the Olympic trials and compete in the Olympic trials for 2020. So as a matter of fact, I cling very firm to what God promised me, that I would come out of this twice as strong as what I went in. And you know, my husband and I prayed about if this was God's calling for me, because I can help people whether I'm an Olympian or not an Olympian. That doesn't make my heart any better or my caring any better for anybody. And when I was praying, it wasn't even 5 minutes later that Dr. Jessica Winterger called me with this specialist that she thought could help me, and has done nothing but amazing things. I do tell you right now, if you don't feel good and you don't feel right and you know something is wrong, yet you go to the doctors, because I went to doctor after doctor after doctor that told me I was fine. Best blood work they ever seen. You know, I definitely suggest getting another opinion. You know, I went to Restorative Health Solutions in Edina, Minnesota, and I only had to go in for like one visit, then everything else I've done like via phone or via Skype. And just through that testing that they did for me, I have found out everything that's wrong with me. How long would I have went strengthening my immune system, thinking I am the healthiest person in the world, and I just must be tired, I must just be overstressed, I must just be overworking, when instead I had 2 autoimmune disorders. And a severe case of mono and everything else. You know, it's crazy that nobody else found it, even though I asked for them to run every test. So if you feel like something's wrong and it's not, I'll tell you what, Restorative Health Solution does, and I'm not trying to do a plug for them, except for that they help me. You know, they do a free 15-minute phone consultation. So I'm really looking forward to the future. I know the nutritional changes will do nothing but benefit me and make me stronger, and this is just one more thing. I overcame alcoholism, I overcame drug addiction, I've overcame my own self-sabotage, my feeling of not being worth it, and I'll tell you right now, I know I'm worth it, and I'm a child of God, and I know He created me for this and to help others, and I am not giving up that easy. That being said, if you come to me with some damn excuses of why you cannot get your runs in or why you can't get your stuff in, you're gonna have to make some really strong cases. So, I'm sorry. That being said, I'm gonna put on my big floppy hat and Chantel and I are gonna go on the boat and we're gonna go enjoy ourselves. And then we're gonna get up and do a speed workout tomorrow. So, love you guys, and thank you for all the support. If you've got some ideas for soy-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, no added sugar, don't tell me to go read a book. I ain't got time to read a book. I'm busy helping you. Like, send me a picture of some stuff, right? And go, this is really delicious. You can get it at Target. Better yet, I'll trade you some stuff with soy in it for it.
There you go.
Chantel was like, well, I mean, if you need me to take this off your hands. Love you guys, and just thanks for all the support, and we'll get through this together. If you're my competition for those races, you better bring your shit. Because I am not going down easy. I just keep remembering in December I took a month off, and then I came back and I ran a 1:23.12. Right?
Yeah.
So, that's it, I guess, right? All right, well, we're gonna go enjoy the Lake of the Ozarks, and you guys, you enjoy Bismarck and St. Louis and wherever you might be. Mwah! Thank you, guys.